Hi folks, welcome. It's the 1st of December 2023. Hey, I was contacted by this company, VEVOR, to do another review on one of their wheels that they wanted to send me. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be a bit more in depth than the last one. So basically they send you the wheel. It's well protected in a box. Comes with an instruction manual, supposed instruction manual. The only problem is the wheel that they sent me does not feature in the manual at all. So I don't know about the specifications of the wheel that are mentioned here, whether they actually apply to this wheel or not. I suspect that they probably do, but the wheel they sent is not any one of these wheels here. So just to say, so with the wheel, as usual, they send you a bunch of additional items. They send you a flimsy nylon apron, which is not a lot of good really. They send you a bunch of trim tools. I've not actually had the opportunity to test these out as such, but they look like they could work. They don't appear particularly sharp, but they can be sharpened. Alright, so there's a bunch of them, and they send you a toolkit. We love these toolkits, don't we? Anyway, okay, so that's that. I'll start by saying that you get a lot of bang for your buck with this wheel. How good is the quality? Let's have a look and check it out. First thing that we're going to notice is the wheel is very low to the ground. It's going to be too low for most people to work on. So I suggest you get yourself some bed risers and put underneath here to raise it up. You can adjust the height on these legs. They are adjustable. I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's start at the top and work down. So, just got to keep an eye on the time here. Splash pan. The splash pan on this one, I have about 3 or 4 of these wheels that I've come by of late. And this one that they sent me, the splash pan, is much more rigid than the ones on the other wheels. This is the splash pan off of the other wheels. You'll see how they join together, clip together. But the thickness of the plastic, this is, I would say, adequate. You know, even this one is adequate. But this one is a lot thicker and a lot more rigid. That's one observation. The other observation is that the height here, in relation, the edge of the splash pan, in relation to the wheel head appears to be really sunk down, so that when you're throwing, your arm is kind of caught up here on the edge. Now I don't know how that's going to be in actual practice, but we'll test it out in another video. I'm at the moment just want to go over just some of these details. So that is what it is. The wheel head itself appears quite nice. It's quite large. It's getting on for about 13.5, 13.75 inches wide. There are no back pins in the wheel head, and no hole is provided for back pins either. So that's not a big deal as far as I'm concerned, because I never learned to throw using back pins anyway. You know, we always used to throw a pad of clay and then just drop the bat onto the pad of clay, tap center it, and that was it. But here in America, People kind of are used to having bat pins, but you can throw perfectly well directly off the wheel head. To offset this difference in height here, if you were to put a bat on top of it, you know, say 3/8 inch thick bat on a pad of clay, you would raise up that height. Okay, so the wheel, I actually wanted to mention another very annoying thing with this wheel you will find is that this splash pan is not rigid. I mean, it's not fixed, you know what I mean? Not fixed. It moves around. That's kind of annoying. If you wanted to, let's say, mount a lump of clay here and put a stick gauge, you would find that very annoying because it would keep altering the position. Okay, let's open it and take that off. Yeah, you can see thickness of this compared to that, yeah. Put them side by side. This is considerably thicker and more rigid. Okay, just put that over there. What else can we talk about? Let's just talk briefly about the switches. These switches on the side here. When I received this wheel, the switch was in pieces in the bottom of the box, so I had to put it back together. Yeah, basic operation. This gives you the direction, clockwise, anti-clockwise. That's your on-off switch. They're illuminated. Are they waterproof? Well, it's a problem having this this guy. I don't think this is a very good place for that, because that's the power input there, and water is going to come this is going to have water on it here. That water is going to come down over the edge. It's going to run down onto these switches and run down into that. So I've done a little thing with this wheel over here. You'll see same deal, same problem. When your water pot is up here, water's going to run down. So I put a piece of duct tape there, so that at least the water runs off of that and doesn't run into the switch itself. If you've got water running down into that switch, it's going to give you some problems, I would say. Let's just talk about the feet a moment. So these are adjustable, not nice sprung-loaded buttons, but Allen keys. They do provide you with an Allen key. You have to take these out and unscrew them. Okay, that's what you're looking at. What you're going to notice is the hole is really way too big, and there's no washer provided. Okay, I won't waste time with that. Trying to get it back in. It's very crude. I think that's the best way to describe it. Crude. And you see the difference in size between the tubes. Yeah. Let's just put this back on the tripod. Don't want to get you guys dizzy. So there's a back on here. Let's quickly take it off. So I was an engineer before I was a potter in aircraft engineering. So I do have some background in working with metal, working with, you know, I appreciate quality, you know, and so I can't take this off completely because one of these screws will not come out. Let's let's just turn it upside down. Take this, bend it back, out of the way. Bring this over so you can see inside. It's pretty basic. You want to take the backs off these wheels. I'll tell you why. Of the two wheels, other wheels I've had, one of them, the earth wire here, was completely loose. It wasn't done up at all. It was just flying in the wind, this earth wire. So you want to take the back of this tin off, have a look inside, make sure that's done up. Another wheel that they sent me, you see these nuts down here. Two of these nuts were loose in the bottom of the box that it came in, and yet the back, the tin, was all screwed on, and it's like the two nuts were just in the bottom of the shipping box. So I thought, well, that's weird. Anyway, I thought, I bet I know where they're from. I took it apart, opened the tin, took the tin off the back, had a look inside. Sure enough, two of these did not have any nuts on whatsoever. Okay? Talk about quality control. Neither do they have any washers here underneath these nuts. So I recommend that you take these nuts off, assuming that they are on to start with, and you put washers underneath. Okay? I'm going to connect this up to the power. I want you to see something here. Okay. So one thing, I'm going to attach it to this AC power pack here. It will run off one of these. So I mean that's a good thing. You could argue. Right, let's just turn on the power pack. Power pack is switched on. Now then. This is the foot pedal, which is a plastic, exceedingly lightweight. It doesn't sit flat on the floor. If you put it down like that, you'll see. You see that? It doesn't sit flat on the floor. It rocks. It's because this here is bent the wrong way. What I've done with these, I haven't done it with this one yet, but just take a heat gun on here, play a heat gun on here, and depress this in. Okay, this black bit on the bottom. Depress it in, and then it will sit flat. Okay. All right. Let's switch this guy on. Just want you to see. Turn him on there. Right, now as I depress the foot pedal, look what happens. Firstly, I want you to take note of the noise. I want you to look at the black wheel here that's going round. It's not running true, it's wobbly. Alright? Can you imagine what that's going to do to the belt in there? This belt is going to wear out double quick time, I tell you. If that thing is not running true. It's a grooved belt. Alright, I just want you to see that. Just put this back on the tripod. I've got to be careful because the memory card runs out. After 28 minutes it just cuts off. Yeah, this foot pedal, also the calibration of the pedal here, it needs to be recalibrated because inside here the cog mechanism inside there needs to be recalibrated, because quite often when you put your foot down, the wheel doesn't start until you've got it up to about there, you see. Woo, 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 woo. It's all sorts of rubbing noises and squeaks going on. Okay? I'm giving you the honest, unvarnished truth about what I see with this wheel. I'm not saying you shouldn't get it. I'm just saying, look, if you do get this wheel, you want to be aware of a few things, you know. So you do definitely want to take the back off. All the screws and everything are real kind of tight, and they're not. Nothing gives you nothing. Don't expect any sort of sensations of quality or anything like that. This is like bare bones potter's wheel in the raw kind of. All right, so let's get back on its feet. It's not that heavy. I mean, it has some weight, but it's not that you can't lift it. What you'll need to be careful with is, and I actually cut my finger on it, would you believe? This wheel head is machined, but I recommend that you take some emery to it, over it while it's, you know, like while it's going round. Now I have noticed a slight wobbliness with the wheel head. I don't think it's actually not running 100% true. Anyway, I just had my hand on it like this, and I gave it a bit of pressure, as I'm doing now. It's going around and giving it a bit of downward pressure. Look, and it just stops. See that? There you are, it just stops, and now it starts. It obviously overloads it, the motor, it cuts out, and then it restarts. Now, if I was working more in the center where I would be normally throwing, it probably, yeah, you want to test it at low speed really. At that sort of speed. I bet you I could just stop it if I grabbed it. There you are. Look. And now it starts. It just starts and stops on its own. I'm not doing it. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a problem. It could be. But it's got this kind of grooved, the wheel head, I don't know if you can see it. It's got like lots of little grooves in it, you know. These little grooves, probably good in a way. It'll keep the pot sort of from slipping side to side. But just be aware, these grooves, I would just take some emery and just lightly hold it over here to smooth it out. Make sure there are no rough edges. You don't want to cut yourself, you know. Look at all that on my hand, that aluminum. Okay, so, okay, I'll turn that off. Turn that off there. Those are my thoughts on the wheel thus far. And now I do have some other wheels from this same company. I've got one down there. That one seems to be a bit better in certain ways. And then I've got a couple more in the other room. I did a review on them the other day, a sort of brief review. So just be aware, there are certain things. Can I recommend this wheel? I'm not going to recommend it. No, I'm not going to recommend it. I'm not going to put my name on it. Thank you very much. I'll just tell you, as I say, the unvarnished truth as I see it. I'm not recommending it. I'm saying, you know, it could be good, but I don't have any experience of using it over any period of time to ascertain, you know, what sort of longevity it has. How long's that belt going to last in there? You know, it seems to me that the way this machine has been put together, the lack of attention to detail and poor quality control does not give me a lot of confidence that in a few years this wheel is still going to be running. I suspect it won't be. You either will have burnt itself out or electrocuted itself or the user, or who knows. But you know, so this is the review I'm doing because I don't stick my neck out and highly recommend it. I don't. I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's $150 or $170, so it's a good bang for your buck, and it works to start with. Now it works. You know, albeit with a few quirks, let's say. So there you have it, folks. I'll do another video and I'll get some clay and put it down on here and see if we can get it to see how it operates. Alright, now some of the other wheels I've used, and I have made some pots with them, and they seem okay, but you know, I'm doing a review on this wheel, not those, so I've got to be truthful and honest about it. If you've got any questions about the wheel, write to me, and I'm going to be giving some suggestions to the manufacturers of this wheel that they could vastly improve it with a little bit more attention to detail. VEVOR do not manufacture the wheel, they're just a distributor. Okay folks, there it is. I hope that's useful to you, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll try and put it into action. Okay, hey, keep practicing. Talk to you later. Bye bye now.